Every morning, we light a candle so that women everywhere know that even into the 11th hour, there's still hope. I believe if we can teach little girls to dream, that they'll be the force that changes this world. But I believe more than that if we can teach broken women to dream like little girls again, that it'll be a force that this world has yet to see. Let me tell you about a little girl halfway across the world, 8,902 miles, not that I count. Mulu. Her name means to be made complete, an aforomo, and that is what she did to me. I wasn't always a candle maker. I was a nurse, did medical mission trips, and fell in love with her, and she completely changed my life and taught me that I could dream. I kept going to her village over and over again, and I began to understand the depth of the poverty that was there, and I began to understand the issues that they had there. You see, I was just going to see my baby girl. One day, I watched two little girls, about 5 and 7, being sold into sex trafficking in the broad daylight, and it shook me in a place that I didn't even know existed. And I knew that somehow we had to become a generation that would go from raped to redeemed. And I knew that task was daunting, and I knew that it was going to be impossible to figure out. But I learned that people need 3 things to thrive. They need a safe place, they need safe people, and they need a purpose. That was it. We needed to create a purpose. We needed to give them a reason to get out of bed. We needed to give them a reason to not be addicted to drugs. They needed a purpose. We needed to bring light into darkness. What's interesting is that I found myself in these women. I felt their pain, and I knew their pain because I, too, had lived a life of trauma. I began to understand what they needed. I began to see myself in them. And in the overwhelming pressures of running a nonprofit and a for-profit, being put on magazine covers, speaking in front of thousands, the darkness became so dark that I couldn't see my way out of it. I was supposed to be the light. I was supposed to be the one that told them that they could do this, and I couldn't see my way out of the darkness. And it landed me on a therapist's couch. And I'm going to let you in on a good secret on how to pick a good therapist. You see, I have crazy, wild, crazy curly hair. And I picked out the one that had the best curly hair and figured if nothing else, she could teach me how to fix my hair. Second to that, I picked her out based on her quote, "Health is a state of complete harmony when the body, mind, and spirit, when one is free from physical disabilities, mental distractions, the gates of the soul opens." Did you catch that? When one is free. She told me about this therapy called EMDR. That if I could briefly relive the trauma and transfer it from one side of my brain to the other, that I could be free. That if I could withstand going through that, if I could understand what had happened to me and process it from one side to the other, that I could be free. And here's what I learned about free people. Free people are dangerous people. Free people call truth to BS. Free people, free people. So don't be chained to the darkness of your past while ushering people to freedom and to light. Don't stand there and wish that you too could find your way to light, because here's the thing about darkness and how you get to light. You have to go through the darkness to get to light. If we turned out all the lights in this auditorium and the only thing that was lit was this, where light enters, darkness has to flee. It doesn't have a choice. That's just how it works. If that's true, and we feel like our world is dark, then I think we're the answer. What I've learned is, what if I had to live through even the darkest of nights to appreciate even the smallest amount of light? What if I had to experience utter darkness so that when somebody was struggling, I could point them to just the smallest glimmer of light, just a flicker? You see, we are the antidote to darkness. We are the light that this world so desperately needs. The reason that we feel like there's darkness surrounding us is because we've allowed our lights to become dim. And so if you're in a situation and it feels dark, remember that you are the light. And then all it takes is one. And then if the next person lights, and then the next person lights, and then the next person lights, guess what happens? That darkness has to flee. It begins to lead. And men, this topic seems like they're always beating you up. Like you're the bad guys. And the truth is, statistically, some of you are. But there's grace and redemption in that. And the truth is that men, you will never see a stronger woman than a man standing behind her while she speaks her dream. So men, take charge. Stand behind the women in your life. Help them speak their dream. Help them speak their truth. And you too can speak your dream. You too can be light. So speak your dream. Fight for your freedom. Fight for it like hell. Because free people free people. There is a light that shines in the darkness. And the darkness cannot, will not, shall not overcome
it. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, well, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, well, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, well, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, 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 let it shine.
I know that if we can teach little girls to dream, that they'll be the force that changes this world. But I am absolutely certain that if we can teach broken women to dream like little girls again, it'll be a force that this world is yet to see. Thank you.